What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy BZ Flacco, Mr. V12, all gas, no brakes.
No
This is All
breaks.
Nevermind podcast, and we have a special guest in the building. But before we announce the special guest, as you can see already, I'm gonna do a red robin. Chuck Bizzle was popping, baby.
What's good, Virgin? Salute. Excited, excited.
Salute, salute. Popping, Blink.
What's good? What's good? Happy to be here, man. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Blessings, peace, and blessings. Freddie P, was good, my guy?
Making a living one day at a time.
Come on now, one day at a time, brick by brick. Jay Chosen, what's good, baby?
Good, man. We in here with the Love King. I'm excited, bro.
Ah.
Right. It's popping. It's popping. It's popping. It's the Not Ever My podcast. Chuck, what's good? Talk to him.
Listen, man, without further ado, if you guys don't know the face you also see on this screen here that we have sharing with us, yo. This man just finished out his 10th studio album, the Quiet Storm Lover, right? But I consider him like a crooner. But outside of just the singing, he's also what I like to consider a visionary, because he does direct to consumer stuff right now. That outside the box is really getting to the bag. He's also a philanthropist. He hosts he's the hosting of the #1 evening radio show in the DMV. He recently, graced the cover of Inspired magazine. Was it that March edition?
Come on now.
If you don't know who we got on here, we got Raheem DeVaughn, man. Appreciate
you
giving up.
What's happening?
Salute, brother. Salute, man.
What's going on, family?
Listen, man. First and foremost, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see you this weekend. You coming to the Bull on Sunday
Yes,
with
sir.
the Floetry tour. We can't wait to see you, man. But man, you got this 10th album out, man. 10th studio album, I should say.
Yeah.
And you're going to that direct to consumer.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
Yeah, so the album is called Quiet Storm Lover 2 May On, which stands for Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Which means there'll be more volumes and extension of what I'm doing with this first project, with album number 10. I use it as an opportunity to cross pollinate and like celebrate both of my loves, my first love, which is music and being a crooner and a balladeer. I always wanted to put out a project that, I could celebrate myself as a balladeer and, nothing but slow jams. And of course, being as though I put the project originally back on February 13th, direct to consumer, it was right on brand with, Valentine's Day and an all slow project, project. And then also the Quiet Storm, what that means to me now, being the voice and the radio personality of the Quiet Storm on WHUR here in DC, is where it's the original Quiet Storm. In fact, where the show started, with Melvin Lindsay. So I grew up to the show that I'm on now. I grew up listening to it as a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. So full circle moment, so many levels. Also the 20th anniversary of the Love Experience album also was in 2025. So this album is like a celebration of all the things, an extension of my brand, but also shows growth as a singer and a songwriter and an executive producer of the album. I went to direct consumer because I feel like we're in the era of direct to consumer consumption. I think there's no better time to be an artist and to go direct to consumer with the different platforms and things that are available out there to our fingertips. Obviously, Spotify has been robbing us for some time.
Yeah.
And then knowing like the fact that they in bed with the labels and labels have an invested interest in Spotify. How can something like that be in our interest? We get a fraction. We're getting a fraction of every stream. So, I no longer put music on Spotify personally.
Okay.
So when the project was released on March 6th to the DSPs, it was excluded from the Spotify platform.
I saw that. I noticed that.
Yeah. But the direct to consumer platform that I've been using is even.biz. I've been utilizing Even for 3 years plus now. I started using the platform, studying younger artists like La Russell, being a fan of his music, but more importantly, a fan of his hustle and his drive, and the tools he's been utilizing, as a millennial artist. You know what I mean? I feel like they could work for me. I've always paid attention to what like the rappers and the independent artists and the artists that go out of the trunk had, been doing. They've been direct. Direct to consumer areas is no different than what we've been doing, but it's a resurgence, I guess you could say, and just understanding that there's still value. People are still buying CDs. I just got in fact, it's crazy. The vinyl just came in.
I need
That's
that.
dope.
Fire.
Need
That's
that.
dope.
Yeah, so like, it just even allows you to be able to sell directly to fans, get 80% of the revenue, the 20%
Mm.
for the infrastructure to maintain the company and keep things going. And based upon what tier you support over there, you get everything from me, ranging from Facebook phone calls to
Wow. Okay, so
ticket.
you touching the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're people. Yeah, they're fans who want tickets to concerts. From when they bought the album, or even they had the opportunity to come hang out with me on the Floetry tour.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dope. That's dope.
They're fans that have pulled up on me at the merch line that I talked to. That I talked to like 2 weeks prior. You know what I mean? Because I owed them a phone call. Based upon the tier that they got, and it's about 30 fans so far who acquired the highest tier, which was $250, and along with that came vinyl and some other cool things.
That's dope.
Dope.
So yeah, man, I've been with Even for 3 years. I've grossed over $60,000 a date with them. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And like directly direct to consumer ism. And this project is approaching 30,000 right now. Earned since February, and it's great
Solid.
because I could touch it directly, and they
Right.
send it to
Yeah.
your account and just like all the things. So you have to wait for a third party company to like ration it out,
You're
Right.
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 just
Right.
like all the things. So I know Russ recently sparked some controversy, or kind of like was questioning like
Uh-huh.
even, and
Yeah.
and for me it's great. Like I wish there was a platform like Even, uh 15 years ago,
Yeah.
20 years ago, that I could have utilized, or as an independent artist. So, you know, and I might add that not only am I a user, like I'm an investor. Like I invested in
Mm.
the company,
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I
That's
believe in
Okay.
it
dope.
so much. So, you know, I can speak from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
I can say
Yeah.
Yeah.
that not only is Even successful and has been great, and it's a great platform for artists to utilize, and 80% of something, I take 80% of something that's successful
You're right.
versus a fraction of a penny, or
Yeah. For
some of the
sure.
some of the other things that out, because when you utilize like the SoundCloud and these different
Right.
platforms that what's the one Papoose took over?
Oh,
Uh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. But
okay.
like when you utilize them platforms, like they uh they give you an opportunity. I mean, you're making money, but for those that don't know, United Masters, I said United Masters, but Universal and different companies have bought those companies. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow.
Yeah. So so
Mm.
so 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 nothing's really, you know,
Right.
independent as you might think
Independent.
it is. Yeah.
Right.
When you think about SoundCloud, um, the other, it's a few that
Yeah.
exist, right? Me
Yeah.
personally, when I do DSPs, I love the United Master System. Shout out to Steve Stout.
Yeah.
Oh
I like
yeah.
the account. I like the accounting of it, and the fact that it's, everything is you can do through the phone, and see you can see everything in real time. Um, Same thing with Even. You can see everything in real time. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
gives me an opportunity to connect with fans in a different way. It's text messaging mechanism.
You
I
know,
mean, all my
there's some
fans that support me,
there's something interesting
huh?
that you said though. There was something interesting that you said
Yeah,
early on, and maybe I was off, but
yeah,
I felt like you were one of the first R&B artists that I remember actually putting out a mixtape. So I had your joint because I used to be in DC, Up in Love and stuff like that. And I remember bumping this
yeah,
joint. I don't even know how I got my hands on it, but it was kind of hosted. I
yeah,
was like, hold on. And that's
Hmm.
what actually made me buy the album, right? So it's like you
yeah. I was,
started on that wave
yeah,
already.
yeah. Yeah, I was not only what I was the host of my mixtape, and then I curated it, and I was jacking the beats and the whole nine. And
Mm.
in fact, the on record, Freddie P. Yeah, exactly right. I'm the first solo R&B singer to do mixtapes over 20, going on 30 years now ago. You know what I mean? And I
Mm.
did that looking at what 50 was doing at the time with
Yeah.
G-Unit.
Right.
He had that wave before he did the deal with Eminem.
Yeah.
Mike Jones and giving out the phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Like even I got a fan line now, like a real live like T-Mobile number that's just dedicated to like where the fans can call and I can call them and
Yeah.
that type of thing, and just like all those organic tools, which a lot of these things La Russell has reintroduced, and a lot of and there are other artists that are very engaging, like Kennedy Ryan, who I'm really cool with her and her manager, and have been a mentor to her over the last probably 24 months and or longer, and just watching, I just that relationship started just from me just reposting her music because I liked it as a fan,
Right.
and as a music lover. So, a lot of it is like utilizing the tools that's already out there, and utilizing that DM
Yeah.
mechanism,
Yeah.
social media to connect, and
Right.
I found out about even before I was an investor, before I was a user of the platform. I found out about even on Instagram through watching the Russell and seeing how he was a case study artist, and at the time he did like 100K in a month.
Wow.
4,000 of his diehard fans went over there and paid what they wanted,
Right.
and he created tiers of how he wanted to support them, and you know what I mean. And here we are. So it's like, um,
Well,
and there's
sir.
other things that are out there, but I feel like for me, that's the sexy one, and it's been reliable, and I haven't had any issues. It's been even
Right.
diverse.
So
Okay.
Raheem, I got a question, man. I want to get back to that
Uh
album
huh.
you just dropped.
Uh huh.
That joint, you already know what you means to
Yeah.
everybody, but
Yeah.
don't too many people can remake their own record and it's better than the original.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure. No, first I
That's a
want to know,
bold
man.
statement to make, JC.
Yeah.
Nah, it's better than well
Yeah.
to me personally. It's better than
Right.
you killed it. But I want to know what made you want to say, you know what, I'm gonna go back and redo this classic.
Um.
Because
One.
some people don't even want you to touch nothing
Nah,
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I
that's
mean. I mean. It was a bold step in my choice, and and on my part, and I wanted to. It was a. I mean, it was a business move to be first and foremost.
Oh,
Like
word.
when I remake I own the master now.
Got you.
So it was an ownership
Mm.
thing. So it started out as a thing where I wanted to do a lot of cool things in support of the 20th anniversary of the Love Experience. And when I
Okay.
started going down the rabbit hole and finding out like that, that as I'm still waiting for the ownership of the master to revert back to me, um, I'm still a copyright holder though, so I'm still not like I'm not tied up in the paperwork as it relates to like uh, the publishing standpoint because I'm still a copyright owner. Like technically, I could have those. I could have I could have those projects taken down if I wanted to have them taken down.
Got you.
Mm.
Because of the fact that I'm a copyright holder and I'm not signed to a publishing company right now,
Okay.
and technically I haven't given them permission to put them up. I
Right.
could get it. I could get in their way right now if I chose to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But what I did was I said, you know what? I say that fight. You gotta pick your battles
Yeah, you gotta
wisely.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I instead I challenged myself and said, yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually remake the project. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Remake the song by song. So I've been currently remaking the Love Experience album.
Mm.
Was you nervous about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely, because and then you realize it's not an easy thing to do. Like
You're
it
right.
might seem
Right.
like
How to
Yeah.
remake?
but to rechannel
Yeah.
energy that you created 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. The
Mm.
voices change.
Yeah. That's what.
It's matured.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely a lot of growth in what I'm doing and what I've done. You know what I'm saying? That and I just took it as I took it as a cool challenge,
Yeah.
and I spent my time on it to make sure that I knew what it needed to be, and I knew that it would be in question, and there's a why, and I knew that some people would say, "Hey, I like both versions, but I like this version better." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or I like the older version better. But I also knew that it would give me an opportunity to engage and connect with
Right.
a
It's,
younger
it's so.
audience, a new audience, and most importantly, back then, um, the fans that love you, the record never got a shot. Like it never charted. It never was a number one top 10 record.
Yeah.
Top 20 record, top 40 record, any of that. It was just what
One of them cult
happened.
classics.
Yeah, what
Yep.
happened? What happened the first go round was just it was just one of those things where it happened organically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this time, it's just like I'm going back. I'm coming back for everything I feel like I owe. I own the master. the record's about to go top 10 at Urban
Yeah, you
Fusion.
killed.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like radio, it's playing everywhere on the radio.
Yep.
Right.
Radio's still where we make the money, like,
Yeah.
in terms of um publishing and the best royalty rates. You know what I mean?
Right.
Terrestrial radio, and then you have SiriusXM where the payout is great over there as well. You know what I
Right.
mean? And although some people argue that we still getting robbed over there too, because we're still not getting what we should be getting,
Yeah. Right.
even though the
Right.
payout is really is great
Yeah.
Right.
if you got it coming directly to you.
But you
So
get you killed that though, bro. You
now
killed.
thank
So,
you, man.
so,
Thank you,
so
thank you.
Raheem, I got a question. How's the tour been going? Because I see you got the internet in the frenzy, man. When you pull
Yeah.
that when you pull that towel out and start squeezing
Yeah,
that towel, they
yeah,
start
yeah,
going
man.
crazy.
I'm trying to find a great merch spot right now that can
Man,
handle the towel. Like towels is the thing. I want
yeah,
to start selling the towels, but like the printing on the towels and things is a tricky situation. So trying to work out the kinks on that and get a towel and a
Yeah,
quality that I like and get the graphic that I
yeah,
want on there and all of that.
yeah,
But more importantly, man, the fans are having fun. I'm having fun.
exactly.
I couldn't be on a better roster, especially being
Mm,
out there with Floetry.
right.
After that 10-year hiatus and them reconnecting,
shout out.
Yeah,
Perfect
man.
timing. Perfect
Perfect
timing.
timing.
and they've had some really great intimate moments on stage in terms of just like healing and their
Oh,
friendship.
dope.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I had to admit I was concerned. Like I was wondering, because of the fact that, some of my other favorite groups out there that, no longer together, like 112,
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
the original, principal members of 112, and it's a lot of, with groups, it's a lot. You know what I mean? People lose members. You look at H Town, and they still holding it together after losing
Yeah.
Yeah.
their
Losing
lead
member.
singer.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
definitely.
what I mean. So like, you just never know what you're gonna get. My first tour I ever did was with New Edition, so I was there when
Mm.
I was there when I was
Wow.
Okay.
there when Bobby Brown showed up for
Come
Floyd
on, man.
Oh, you got
for the
stories,
first
man. You
time.
got
You know what I mean?
stories.
So again, you always wonder how that's gonna play out, and it's been nothing but love and family out there, and
Yeah.
working out the kinks and all of that. But I'm having an amazing time. The shows are selling out. The feedback has been crazy.
Yeah.
We're in my hometown in DC tomorrow night, so so
Mm.
I'm, so I'm super looking forward to
Shout
that.
out, shout
Yeah.
Uh,
out. DC,
Probably
what's up?
the toughest date has been for me, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, for
Not
real?
because, not because of the crowd, but I hadn't been to Cleveland since I buried my dad 3 years ago.
Oh, man.
So
Mm,
that was a
Hear
Ooh.
rough.
that.
So Sunday, it's
Yeah.
been a rough. Like I'm kind of coming out of it now, but it's been a
Yeah.
rough 48 hours or so, 72 hours. It's kind of like
Yeah.
because we don't, I don't have the luxury of being like, hey, I don't want to perform today because I buried
Right.
Right.
my dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
still got to show up and give
Yeah.
110%, 200%. Um, what people expect, or is superseding the expectation, right?
Yeah.
So, man, it's just, the older you get, you want to focus on your mental health and making sure you're in
Yes.
a good
right.
space, because performing is not for the weak, and living out of hotels and tour buses. And I love what I do. We love what he do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it's the getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning that the people don't see, or
Yep.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Mm.
drive that the traveling and the wear and tear on your body and your instrument, and I'm
yep,
not even a cat that like drinking, drugging, and all that. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
it's different touring at a half a century than at
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah.
That's real.
So
That's real.
yeah, so your body, so and it's just and it's extreme highs and lows, because you go from
Mm.
like admiration and the screams and the loud crowd and everything, to then like at the hotel and you're by yourself, and
Right.
and depending on what you got going on with your family and
Yeah.
kids,
It's a
and
Yeah.
lot, man.
you know
It's
what
a
I'm
lot to
saying, and your
balance. A lot to
significant
balance.
others, and it's like all the things, man. So it's a lot, but I'm thankful for the season that I'm in, and to be part of the Floetry Say Yes tour. It's been
Dope.
really
Well, I know your time is limited,
Hey,
but we gotta hit you with one of our classics, right? The one's gotta go. And
oh
and I
yeah,
know
Freddie. Before you go there, I do want to step outside of the music real quick and ask Raheem about his Love Life Foundation.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
is
okay.
Go
that
ahead.
about,
Yep.
Raheem? I want to ask you about that, man, because I know that's bigger than music.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
what made you step into that space?
yeah. So I started the foundation because I started the foundation because I care about people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there were issues, there were things that were I would see, and that were happening in my city, in my hood in particular, domestic violence. Speaking on domestic violence, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, a lot of people still hearing about the story of the brother that just killed his children.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
Yeah, yeah.
so there's so things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I could use my voice, um, my leadership, my community to advocate and protect, and you
And
know,
I
and
see you do a lot of protecting of the women, the
yeah,
females.
no, yeah, and men too, and children,
Yeah,
right? Like
Yeah.
yeah,
because
yeah.
women are not the only one dealing with domestic violence.
Domestic
You know what I'm
violence. Yeah,
saying?
correct, correct.
Like transparently, at the time, when I started, Dallas was a real hot spot too, and it was and where they had shelters for men as well. You know
Really?
what I mean?
Wow.
And a
Okay.
lot of times as men, we live in shame as it relates to like domestic violence.
Yup.
We live in shame as it relates to like sexual abuse. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
so so you know so although I don't come from a background of domestic violence and it was something that I grew up seeing,
Right.
I do know firsthand about sexual abuse. I do know firsthand about physical abuse, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or you know what I mean? And more important, like I said, like it's about caring about people. I understand mental health from 1 degree separation. I was my father's caregiver,
Mm.
before he passed and for most of his adult life as a genius and an incredible teacher and musician and artist that he was. He also battled with schizophrenia pretty
Mm.
much most of his adult life. So I could speak from that space,
Right.
and lobby down on Congress because I know what it's like to, we have to be careful how we. It's a saying, be careful who you call crazy because you don't know what they've been through.
Yeah.
So,
Facts.
saying, or the person that you might see running that's going viral, somebody
Right.
got their camera out and they're
Yup.
running
Yeah.
down and they're running down the street and they're bare, they're naked. You know what I
Right.
mean, or
Yeah.
whatever. You don't, clearly it's a mental health,
Yup.
and what they say in that world is like a crisis. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, and how to respond.
Yeah.
Who to call?
Yup.
Do you call 911 or do you call a crisis line? You
Yup.
know what I'm saying? Associated with 911, so they know how to
Right.
come out and deal with that situation.
That's
So,
right.
so everything ranging from mental health, to domestic violence, to HIV awareness.
I
I have
saw
a,
Mm.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I have a current partnership with Gilead,
Yep.
Saw
um,
that.
who
Yep.
cares for the culture and community, and and the main message with Gilead that we're putting out there to the community is that HIV is preventable, that it's
Mm.
and it is treatable. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And the fact that, like, the most alarming statistic that I know about currently, is that Black women account for approximately 50% of
Mm.
all new HIV
Yep.
diagnoses among women in the U.S. right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's
Mm-hmm.
uh,
crazy.
so as a lover of Black women, as somebody who has a huge fanship, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just me doing my part, man.
Doing your part. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's up, Raheem.
and for what I'm doing with Gilead, you can always log on, to Care for Culture, carefortheculture.com, carefortheculture.com. You can log on and see all the wonderful things that Gilead is doing in the community, and definitely, it's about you know knowing your current status, you know what I mean, and knowing that there's options for everyone, in terms of care and prevention as well.
Man,
No.
your philanthropy is not going unnoticed, brother.
Nah.
Sincerely, man,
Real,
for
man.
sure. Yeah,
Real,
that's
man.
that's the part that people don't know about a lot. You know what I mean? They see
Yeah,
you perform and they don't realize what you're doing when that camera's on.
On the
yeah.
back end.
I got time. I got
Yeah.
time for a few more questions too, so we don't have to, rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
okay.
okay. Good. Okay.
Well, we are gonna bring you into our pod a little bit. We do got one. We got a segment we like to call "One's Got to Go." Okay,
Uh-oh.
so we're gonna give you 4 things, and out of those 4 things, one has to go.
Okay.
All right. So this one's gonna be movies.
Okay.
Out of these four,
Yeah.
and there's no wrong answers. No
Yeah, let's
wrong answers. I'm
go.
gonna
If
tell you
you
right now.
made it,
Oh no.
hey,
All
there's 4 reasons to
right.
these four.
Four
All right.
classics.
First one
Let's
we
go.
got. First one we got is Menace to Society,
Yeah.
Juice, Boys in the Hood, and New Jack City.
Mm.
One's got to go. Which one?
Mm.
And why?
Uh-oh.
You need me to repeat them?
I would go. I would go. Man, I hate to say this one, but I'd say New Jack. I would say New Jack City can go.
Yes,
Yeah.
Why?
Hold on, Raheem. Why?
Why?
absolutely,
Because
absolutely,
This
Raheem.
is
Go,
gonna be an age. It's an
Raheem.
age thing. Go
because
ahead.
No, it ain't. He older than y'all, bro.
because
Nah.
New Jack City. although it's a great storyline,
Yep.
it's a story that we've seen over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's a story that we'll continue to see that'll be altered.
Yeah.
And it
Talk
did
to him.
it wasn't so much of a I guess it's fictional. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
but
I see
when
your
you take
point.
when you take a storyline like Boys in the Hood,
Yep.
Menace to Society, and what was
Juice.
Juice.
and Juice,
Juice.
like those are those are characters that I could identify with.
Okay.
Growing up, I've been in some of those situations. We take about the storyline of like a Juice, for example, and the peer pressure. You know,
Mm.
like peer pressure and easily to be influenced, or like the way you feel when you put a gun in your hand for the first time,
Right.
like
Right.
all
Yeah.
the different things you can kind of also like you know what I mean, like being a thief, like this a lot of different things I could kind of like
You relate
associate.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I got it.
you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, like where I can identify and see myself in the character. You know what I
I got
mean?
it.
Right.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And the message in those other three movies in particular was so profound. Again, not to take away from New Jack City, but the messaging was so profound. Boys in the Hood. There was no fairy tale. Like
Mm.
it wasn't no
Real
how
spill.
they try to give you the light
Real
at the end of
spill.
the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now legend has it that those movies are connected to that he did some like weird
Right.
connection of like
Oh,
boys
word.
and
Mm-hmm. Lineage.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the different films or whatever, right? And if in fact that's true, then that's ingenious and that's epic and
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah, that is.
But I'm saying, just as from what I can relate and what I've seen and just the crack era and just like all the things, like yeah, I can relate to those,
Yes,
Makes
sir.
Good
sense.
choice.
That's
Good
fire.
choice, man. Good choice.
That's fire, right?
So
Chuck.
yes, sir. Yeah. So you chose your own route. You chose your own path in this particular game we got.
uh,
What advice would you give to some upcoming crooners that's trying to get their feet wet and really be successful as you are?
to do the same. Like you know what
Mm.
I mean? There's only one Raheem DeVaughn. Like there's only one Keith Sweat, or Usher. Like find your voice in this. You know what I'm saying? Find your voice in this. Find your hustle in this. Find your team. Teamwork makes the dream work. There's no I in the word. There's a saying. There's no I, the letter I in the word team.
Yeah.
And being humble, um understand, like I was a late bloomer and still figured out things as it relates to like financial literacy and,
Mm.
and and that type of things that I known like 20 years ago. If I'd have known like, man, when I got my first bag, my first publishing deal, first record deal, I could have took that money and put in a whole life policy and borrowed it back from myself and paid
Wow.
Right.
the label back, or got out of my deal, or what I'm saying. If I'd have known the things I
Mm-hmm.
know now, man, who knows where I would be, in that space. But it's never too late in real time to want better for yourself, do better for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Educate yourself, and so you can have the things like you deserve. You know what I'm saying? You deserve it, of everything that you dream of and manifest. You deserve it and having. You're worthy of having it. Um, and I would say, like, understand the art of like knowing versus believing. I'm
Mm.
doing what I'm doing right now because I'm doing radio right now because I knew I was going to do it.
Right.
When told me I couldn't do it, or told me that it wasn't going to happen, or told me that I was wasting my time, or whatever. Like I knew,
Right.
saw it, I knew it. I stayed fast, and I made sure I was prepared.
Right.
So you had to get ready. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and
Preparation is everything.
yeah, and you should be doing things that are fun.
Right.
You know, like as long as it still feels fun, and I love it, and you know what I mean, I'll be doing it.
So tell me, kind of contrast for us the difference of doing terrestrial radio and then doing satellite radio, like because that's two big differences to the regular
Yeah.
person, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, satellite radio probably you hear more talk time when if you listen to it like a Cayman Kelly, you're
Yeah.
gonna you're gonna hear more about the R&B culture, learn about what the artist is doing. You know what I'm saying? You might get some great interviews and stuff like that. You know, terrestrial radio is changed tremendously. Once PPM came in, what I'm saying, it kind of like really changed. There was this concept or the idea that like less talking is better.
Mm.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? So if you really listen to radio, you know the average break happens in like 30 to 60 seconds.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can do a lot with 30 to 60 seconds. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've always been, Tom has always been, you know, I understand the concept of time, so I know that from the time we born, we're running out of time.
Right.
But time has always, I've always been, I've always been like restricted or confined as it relates to time. Like even on the tour I'm on right now, like I would love to have more time, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not there for that purpose. I'm there to be a supporting act. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can see that.
Hey, respectfully, you might want to see me for longer, but you're gonna get what I give you, and they're gonna get what they allow me to, what they gave me to do, and
Right.
what I agreed to contractually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What we negotiate,
Respectfully.
right? Respectfully, right? So,
Right.
but like my first, you know, so I've always said, all right, I can use the time as a handicap, or I can use it as a superpower.
Mm.
First
Mm.
tour I ever did back in 2005, 2006, New Edition, Brian McKnight,
Mm.
Gerald Levert was a special guest,
Come on.
and for 5 days, and it was the last tour that he was part of, and
Wow.
I had 9 minutes to do 30, and that was a 30 city run. I'm talking about I got tour bus, I got employees, I got
Yeah.
Right.
a pro,
9 minutes.
and mind you, it's a promo tour for me, so I'm not making any money.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I had
Mm-hmm.
9 minutes, and I do an entire concert in 9 minutes. I'm talking about run around the amphitheater,
Yep.
Right.
find it. You know, I still had that discipline and rehearsing to
Fine.
make sure that to get it, and man, Gerald Levert started coming out and watching the show, and then some of the members of New
See?
Edition
Mm-hmm. They see your
first started,
grind.
and then it got to a point where like they felt so bad, or they would be like, hey, well maybe we'll put them on earlier, or hey, you got 15 minutes, or you got 10,
Yeah.
or hey, Brian McKnight is gonna be late, he might not make it here for 2 hours. How long can you go?
Mm.
On that tour, I ended
Mhm.
up performing for like in upstate New York for like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were blown away. Like, but I was doing hour gigs before I got on the tour. I had a following,
So you was
different,
used to that.
different cities. Yeah, so time has always been something that that I learned early, that you don't let it be your crutch or your deterrent. You let it be your superpower and work within the time of what you have, and to show how
Right.
to show
Right.
how to show how great you can to show how great you can be. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So,
A lot of times we so focused on what we don't have,
Right.
Mm.
we ain't embracing what we have,
So we
Talk
have.
to it.
and making the best of that, and saying like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 minutes to make to make everybody laugh and
Make
remember,
it
Yep.
Yeah.
tell a great joke. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you
make
know
Yeah.
it
what?
count.
It also makes the people want more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's nothing wrong with making people want more too. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I got a
so
question though. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bleak.
Raheem, question is, how do you feel about the state of music right now, particularly in your genre? Because
I
let's be
think
let's be honest, it's hard to find like that sound,
You
that
bringing it back,
timeless,
bruh.
soulful sound. I don't see it anymore.
I think it's in a great place. Let me say that, right? Um, I think it's about how you consume and how you go where you go down the rabbit hole. Now, ironically, I used to live by Spotify in terms of like the rabbit hole and just like the way that it was set up and how you go
Mm-hmm.
down and find other artists and that type of thing. And now I use Apple Music for that journey, or Tidal, or United Master, what have you, right, for that journey. But uh, yeah, I think it's a lot of great music out there, man. And I think that, like, for me, I just focus on sticking to my guns, rather than saying like, hey, it's not no great music or it's dying or whatever. Like, nah, I just make. I'm gonna always deliver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And and then I also make it my business to repost
Yeah.
when I
I
see
see you
great
do that a
things.
lot. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like obscure artists. The cat is just sitting at the piano. The chick
Yep.
just singing in the park, and it's just like, and it's gravitating to me. How can I go past this and not like it or repost it? It
That's
ain't gonna
That's
cost me
tough,
real.
man.
nothing.
Yeah.
That's
It
tough
don't
right
cost
there.
nothing to
Nope.
I sit on Sway show in the morning, like that. I feel like that should just be the new cool. Like if we just
Yeah.
utilize these
Yep.
platforms, but social media has made us very self-absorbent and very has created a plethora of narcissists.
And
Yeah.
Come on.
liars. And
You know what I
liars.
mean? Where it's like, ooh, look at me, or
Yep.
let me show what I'm driving today, or
Yeah.
let me show you show you what I made
Yeah.
today,
True
or whatever,
indeed.
Yeah.
whatever. When it's
Pull back
like,
the
yo,
curtain.
but who's networking? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's going
Yeah.
who's going to use it to say, hey man, this is cool right here, or where Kennedy, like it's crazy. I started out posting Kennedy Ryan, and then they pulled up on me when they were in town, and then like literally like we do shows together now. Like the promoters,
Yo.
or when a promoter says like, hey, we got a couple of bands for opening act. Who should we get?
Yeah. See?
It's like, yo, this girl right here
Yep.
who's hustling, who's
Mm-hmm.
not because a lot sometimes artists they get caught up in, well, I got great music, I got a great project, but like, what are you doing to push the project?
Right.
Mm.
I can help you I can help you create the project. I can put the money up for the project. I can do whatever.
What are you doing to
Right.
push it though?
I could quote unquote manage
Yeah.
you. I can quote
Yep.
unquote be the label, be the production company, whatever. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna?
What are
What are
you
you
doing?
For
doing?
yourself.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
For
you
saying? So
yourself.
when
talking,
walls
yo.
get quiet, and at the end of the day, can you say that it's 24 hours in a day?
Right.
What are you using it? How are
Yeah.
you using it to better your craft and
Mm.
expose the world to what you do? And those are the type of artists like moving forward. Like I like want to work with and like or and I'm not even in a place where I'm like trying to sign anybody at this point.
Right.
Right.
If
Right.
anything, we'll do a partnership, or I'll mentor to you, or I just become so invested and love what you're doing that I'll just my contacts will become your contacts.
Got you.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? In hopes that
Right.
when you position, you do that for somebody else. That's what
Right.
DJ Jazzy Jeff did for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
That's
Pull
what
them
DJ
up, man.
Terry. That's what
Yeah.
DJ Terry Hunter is. That's what they do for me. Those my
Yeah.
big homies. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Dope, Louis
Mm-hmm.
Vega. Like that's what they. So when you know what I mean, and that's how we keep the ecosystem going.
Pay it forward.
Yep.
Yeah,
Continue to pay it forward.
Hey, I got a
yeah,
question though for you off the see what just pick your brain real quick.
yeah.
Would you would you ever do a versus?
Oh, absolutely.
And my next question, who
The
would
real
you
the
want?
real question is with who?
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I was about to
Right.
ask you. Who would
Yeah.
you want to do it with?
Here's the thing. Here's the challenge with me, and with the verses, whatever. And we can revisit this 5 years from now, 10 years
All
from now.
right.
Like I've always been a late bloomer, whereas I might not have, or what one may think, I might not have the radio history,
Nah, you got.
or
I
or the
know
or,
you're
or
right.
the album sales, or the
You
10 number ones. I
you got
know.
them joints.
Yeah, no disrespect to nobody. I know cats that got platinum, that sold
Yeah.
millions of records. I know cats that had countless number ones, and they can't
Is
fill a city winery with 300
talk to
bartenders.
him.
Right.
Talk, yo.
All right, and that's
True
not a
indeed.
shot. That's not a shot. It's just that's the climate of where
That's
we
what it
are,
is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
where we are with this, right? So when I jump on a platform like an even dot biz, or it separates the men from the boys, because
Mm.
you
Yeah.
can it's only the direct to consumer if you got consumers that's willing to that's
Right.
invested, or got the
Yeah.
super fanship,
Yeah.
Facts.
You
where
gotta
they
have that
love your
core. That
music
core.
enough. Like I
Yeah.
know, I know that I could fill a room of a city winery, of 300, 400,
Facts.
500, seven
Facts.
hundred
Yep.
people
Yeah.
for 8 shows and sell them all out in
Yep.
multiple cities. I've
Yep.
done it for the last
Yep.
5 years,
Yep.
Right.
not stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and, and humbly, I made it cool to go in there to do those 2 shows a night. Whenever,
Um,
whenever Jokers
talk
was like,
to
oh man, it's too much work, or da
Yeah.
da da, or whoa 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 whoa, and now everybody doing it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and
him.
and that and that and but we're here to be the vessel for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a brag or a shot. It's just kind of like sometimes you gotta lead by
Open
example,
door.
showing people
Yeah.
that like, yo,
You
this is how
open
you do
doors.
it.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in a room of 5 people or 5,000, the show is going to be the same. The energy is going to be the same.
That's a true artist.
You know what I mean? Because I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do, and I know that I'm only scratching the surface, and I know that that gives me a space to just get even better
Yeah.
at what I do. You know what I mean? So, um,
You
so
got
yeah,
a challenge though. There's a challenge because I'm trying to think like who's been in the game for that length of time, who's put out that continuous catalog. Like maybe through your first 2 or 3 albums,
man,
I would have loved.
it's a few artists that
It's not a
that
lot.
Who
I
who who
mean,
who
I
who
mean,
who?
I mean, I mean, I mean, I mean. So me and Trey came out at the same time. Trey Songz, you know what I'm
Woo.
saying? But that would be, but then that's gonna be a popularity thing because Trey got on paper, he got the, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
then like,
but Trey ain't got that feeling though.
I mean,
That's a
that's tomatoes,
difference.
tomatoes. I mean,
It's
I think he's a great performer. I've
Oh,
seen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm just kind of putting it out there, like, but that's what I'm saying. You're gonna get this debate of different things at that.
True.
But I mean, there's a
You
list of
have
people who
something
came
different for
out.
everybody.
Like, I mean, you can ask Chat GPT who came out in 2005, but I would say
well,
some of the
Dwelle.
names,
I
some of
like
the names
Dwelle
I would
doing
throw
his
out
first
there.
3 albums,
I
but
would say, Life Jennings,
Mm.
Trey, who came out around that time, Chemistry, Kim,
Yeah.
you know what
ooh,
I mean?
That'd be
Who
a
that's a
I've
good
good
one.
toured
one.
with,
That's a
That'll
you
good
be a
know,
one.
good one.
I
Ooh,
mean,
yes.
Kim.
there's a few more names that you could throw in the hat. You know what I mean?
I think it'll
But
be dope.
Kim will be dope.
when you're gonna run into a problem with me is when we get
Come
out
on
there,
now.
on that stage and it's
Talk to
live.
him.
We got to do it,
And
Exact.
and
Right?
then
Talk
and then
to
and
him.
that
then I
bucket of
got a
water in
and then
that towel
large
comes out.
catalog. I got a large catalog of
So
songs,
That
although they have not been all over the radio.
that's why I'm saying.
They've been all over the ear pods
yeah,
in the
got a lot
bedroom.
of
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And them speakers and
That
in them
you.
rides.
They can't
So
touch that you.
yeah, so you know
Nah.
what I mean. Yeah. So I mean, in the spirit of having fun and all the things, I would love to do a versus. Whoever want to see me, let me know.
Hey,
I'm
Yeah.
right.
ready.
Hey,
You
Raheem could
said
do
it
the
here first,
original
man.
and come back with the new joint
right,
on him.
Yeah. Who
right.
want to see me? Let me know. We line it
Uh
up.
oh.
Whoever want to
Hey,
line it up, I'm welcome. Like
hey.
whatever. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Lying.
You know, the W or the L. One thing for certain, they're gonna be like, man, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh
That was a
yeah.
great
Yeah.
performance. And I would hope they want to come see it live after that. You know.
All right, Raheem. Well, before we get ready to kind of wrap this up or whatnot, I do kind of got some quick hitters. I kind of want to just ask you some quick hitters, right?
Yeah, please.
It's
Yep.
just
Go ahead,
it's
shoot.
like this or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much type of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like love or loyalty.
I take loyalty over love.
Mm.
Mm, okay. Old school R&B or new school vibe.
Um, Old school.
Yeah, man.
I'm about to say you a
Okay,
crooner.
I
You
like.
gotta say old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and so what's one thing men still don't understand about love?
Talk to us.
He
Um,
took loyalty though.
you said one thing that like
But he the love king though, bro.
I
He is
know.
the love king. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
but
one thing,
love goes. Oh, you know when you know when somebody really love you
yeah.
and when they loyal to you when they don't fuck with you no more.
Mm,
When you and your baby mama done decided y'all going separate ways,
Yep.
is she gonna keep your darkest secrets and vice
Yep.
versa?
Okay, a
That type
that's
peaceful
of shit.
right.
break.
We
That's
talked
right.
Mm.
about
A
that,
peaceful
remember?
break.
Like you feel me?
Okay,
Like so
okay. Yep.
love is come and go. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like everything for me in life now is when you get my age, it's about the why. What's your why?
Mm.
Why?
Mm,
Yep.
Okay, we could talk about love, but why do you love me?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Give me
do
the
you love
substance
me or do
behind
you
it.
love what I, do you love me or do you love what I'm about?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love me or you love the way I provide for you? You know
True.
what I'm saying?
True
Do you love
indeed. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
yes,
what's
sir.
your why? You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
loyalty, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
That comes far few in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about it.
Because on our darkest day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or when you feel like I've done something to betray you,
Mm.
you
Ooh.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
It
you know
gets
what I mean?
deep.
Like or
I got
and then you gotta and then the thing about loyalty, you gotta question is like, one of my biggest things has been blind loyalty. You can be blindly loyal to some shit that ain't loyal to you. It ain't never been loyal.
Yeah.
So you
Never
gotta
been
be able
loyal
to
to
read.
you.
So you want to be mindful of reading the room when it comes to love and when it comes to loyalty. And you're blessed if you get, it's an anomaly now in this lifetime, in these days and times, if you get both.
Both.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real genuine
Yeah,
love
it is.
and
It
real
really
genuine
is. It really
loyalty
is.
that
Right.
like no
Yeah.
matter what, you know what I mean? And then cause guess what? I can love you and cut you off.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. I can love you from afar.
Cause I love me more.
Ooh.
Peace. You got to
Yes,
protect
sir.
your peace.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Peace.
Raheem, man. I know we went a little over time, man, but man, we appreciate it, bro.
Real.
Definitely appreciate
Love,
you
bro.
taking the time
Love.
out.
Oh
Just
yeah.
Real,
look,
man.
just to sit down and kick it with us, you know.
Bro, I'm glad you
no doubt.
tapped in,
This is
bro.
impromptu, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Hopefully we can sit down one day in the same
Yeah.
room and just chill out
Absolutely.
and just man,
Absolutely, man.
definitely.
I have to take that drive. We figure it out, man. But
Nah, we'll
Yeah.
come to you, boss.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we can make it happen. We can make it
yeah.
happen. Hey, look, hopefully we see you this weekend, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna be
Looking forward
around.
to
We're
it,
gonna be
man.
around.
You're gonna turn
Definitely,
up
man.
for
Yes,
sure.
sir. So, but yo, man, it's been a pleasure, bro. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
man.
Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Love and light.
A
Love
success,
and
All right.
light.
bro. Peace.
I got love, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Peace.